الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيد الأنبياء وإمام المرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم لك الحمد حتى ترضى ولك الحمد إذا رضيت ولك الحمد بعد الرضا. اللهم لك الحمد كله ولك الشكر كله وإليك يرجع الأمر كله علانيته وسره، فأهل أنت أن تحمد وأهل أنت أن تعبد وأنت على كل شيء قدير، فيا نعم المولى ويا نعم النصير. غفرانك ربنا وإليك المصير. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده يتولى الصالحين، وأشهد أن محمدا عبد الله ورسوله وصفيه من بين خلقه وحبيبه، بلغ الرسالة وأدى الأمانة ونصح للأمة وكشف الله به الغمة، وجاهد في سبيل الله حق جهاده حتى أتاه اليقين. Inshallah, before we start, I would like all the youth in the back come up here in front, because this is for you today. All of you come back up here. Every one of you, yeah. Under the age of 25, I want you up here. Inshallah, yeah. Come forward. All right. The front seat is free, so come up here, يلا. موضوع خطبتنا لهذا اليوم موجه لفئة أو لفئتين من فئات المجتمع. إذا نجحتا هاتين الفئتين نجح المجتمع، ألا وهي فئة الآباء وفئة الشباب الأبناء. وسوف يكون الموضوع مخصص أو موجه باللغة الإنجليزية، لأن أكثر الشباب عندنا طبعا يتكلموا اللغة الإنجليزية أحسن من العربي، أحسن من العربي، يعني صبركم معنا شوي. الشباب عماد المستقبل وأساس المستقبل وأساس المجتمع في أي أمة أو في أي دولة أو في أي بلد، كان شرق أو غرب. ووصى رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم في كثير من الأحاديث وركز على موضوع الشباب. في إحدى الأحاديث يقول صلى الله عليه وسلم: نصرت بالشباب. ووصى الالتزام بطاعة الله سبحانه وتعالى، حفظ اللسان، طهارة وعفة النفس، وأشياء كثيرة وكثيرة. يا ريت والله بس turn off your phones please. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has made and mentioned in a lot of hadith the topic of the youth. يا ريت والله بس turn off. He focused a lot on the youth, and in a lot of hadith he talked about the importance of the role of the young generation in building the ummah. And he says in a very clear hadith, he said, "Nusirtu bi-shabab." I was granted victory, and the victory of the ummah was because of the shabab. You guys here. And he emphasized on this topic, and he talked about, and he gave a lot of advices. Among them, it was about talking about committing to the commands of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and following the way of Allah. That is the basic one. That goes on top of all priorities. The other thing is hifz al-lisan, guarding your tongue and the things that you say, and watch how you say things and the language and all. And the other thing is to cleanse yourself from falling into any haram. To be cleansed, to be clean. Not just from the outside and dressing up properly, but from the inside as well, because they both complement each other. Looking good doesn't mean that you're good on the inside. And you don't have to dress up all fashiony and everything if you have a clean inside. Okay? لكن المشكلة أو من بعض المشاكل التي يواجهها الشباب ويواجهها المجتمع هي كثرة الفراغ. Among the major problems that the youth have is that they have a lot of time on their hand and not knowing what to do with it. Okay? عدم وجود الهمة, lack of motivation, lack of initiative. A lot of people, not just youth, they would rather stay in bed for a day or two, or stay at home all week and not go anywhere because They don't have that drive to do anything. بعدين الاهتمام بما هو غير مهم. مثال التلفزيون، أخبار الفن، أخبار الموضة، أخبار الأشياء التي يعني لا تهم مصلحة الشخص ومصلحة الأمة ومصلحة الجالية. يعني we have the following and the upkeeping with things that have no relation and very irrelevant to building your future. For example, following the news of so-and-so actor or so-and-so actress, or the latest movie, or the latest fashion, or the latest score in the game, and things like that may not have to do. Yes, I'm not saying they're forget about all of them. I see somebody nodding his face there. But to make it your priority, that is when the future starts going down. شيء آخر يعاني منه الشباب أولين يعني سبب لمشاكل اللي هي توفر الفتن. توفر الفتن أينما كنت. يعني بجميع السبل، جميع الوسائل. سواء كانت مرئية أو مسموعة أو على الإنترنت، على الفيسبوك، على الإنستغرام، على والإلكترونيات والتكنولوجيا. Technology. And the availability and the easy access to the things that drive you away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Internet, iPhone, the latest gadget, the latest cell phone that's out there, the latest social media program, all these things. And then falling into them and then not worrying about and forgetting about what your real purpose in life. Video games. PS3, I don't know, Xbox, and all these other things that I don't know their names of them. But not only that, not just playing the game is the problem. يعني نرى الكثير من الشباب يقضوا 7 و8 و10 ساعات و12 ساعة ويوم ويومين على فيديو جيم. وبصير لعبة الجيم هذه بتصير واقع. وبتصير يعني طريقة كيف بيعيش يومه وحياته اليومية يعني مؤسسة على ومبنية على الجيم. So we see a lot of kids, a lot of the youth spend a lot of time, hours and hours and days and weeks playing one game and not doing anything else except for that. And that game that they play becomes reality in their life. And in my field of work, I see a lot of that. Things that they don't care about the future, don't care about the school, don't care about this, and the parents are not there. And next thing you know, the kid is worried about when is the next game is going to come up, who has the best game, who has this, and then it's all about that. All about wasting the time, not taking advantage of it. The other thing is, just a quick example. One time, not too long ago, I was talking to this 12-year-old. And he said, I know about the best gun out there. And of course, us, dressed up in our uniforms and all that, a lot of kids would come up to us and they start asking us questions. Some of them are funny, some of them humorous, some of them make you think that, why is he asking about this? And this guy, one guy came up to me and said, I can point this particular handgun at you and it will not shoot. And he was serious. And I said, where'd you get that from? He said, PlayStation. Because one certain gun doesn't work like the other, this gun is better. And all these things, so they become reality. الأشياء بتصير هذه واقع عندهم. يعني الأشياء اللي بيلعبوا فيها، الجيمز هذه اللي بيلعبوا فيها، بتصير عنده إنه خلص شو في الجيم هذا واقع. الشيء الثاني إنه اللباس، طريقة اللبس. والتشبه بالمشاهير والتشبه بفلان وبفلانة والمغني الفلاني. And they start imitating this rapper and this actress and this actor, and he wants to be like so-and-so from TV. Okay? And the next thing you know, the way they dress starts changing. Tattoos and late at night, late parties and this and that. And next thing you know, they come home with their pants halfway down. You see that? Just to give you a quick for your information, FYI about this. the story about sagging the pants or pulling them down, this actually came from prison. When the homosexuals inside the prison wanted to get with somebody, they would just pull their pants down. And now the gangbangers and a lot of the youth see this, but they don't know the origin of the story, and they start dressing like that because they think it's cool, and they think it's tough, and I belong to so-and-so gang, and this is how I look, and hip-hop and all this. But in reality, that story came actually from inside, from the real criminals. And a lot of our youth imitate that, and they copy this because they think it looks cool. Or somebody said, or some rapper, or somebody famous on TV did the same thing, and now they want to do the exact same. لكن نأتي للمشكلة أو لأساس هذه الأشياء اللي هي علاقة الآباء مع الأبناء. لما أقول آباء يعني الأم والأب والأبناء يعني البنت والولد. So علاقة الآباء مع الأبناء, the relation between the parents and the kids. You see, a lot of people, and I know we all hear stories all the time, but like, as long as I provide for them, and as long as I send them to the best school, and as long as I buy him the car, and he gets his driver's license at age 16, and so on and so on, I'm good with my kid. He has it made, and he's going to be a good one. لكن في الحقيقة, how true is that? How true is that in reality? Throwing your money at your kid and telling him, okay, go spend and go this and go buy whatever you want, and then what? A lot of times, and it does happen every day, and I see it. Phone call comes from juvenile hall or from the jail, or, hey dad, I'm locked up. Come bail me out. وسؤال يعني علاقة الأب مع الأبناء، الآباء مع الأبناء، هل هي علاقة كما أوصى بها الرسول صلى الله عليه وسلم؟ أم هي علاقة تجارية? Is it just a commercial business relationship between the father or the mother and the children? Or is it the real one that, like the Prophet ﷺ wanted us to do it? And are we fulfilling our rights and our duties like we're supposed to? And a lot of parents do this, and we see this, not only in this masjid, but in every masjid out there. The parents come in, they drop their kids, and they go somewhere else because they don't want to spend time with them. And they don't want to see what they do. They just want to drop them off so they can go have their own time. خصوصا مثلا في ليالي رمضان، ليالي الويكند سكول في المدارس. يأتي الآباء يتركوا أبنائهم في المدرسة وبيروحوا. بعد 4-5 ساعات عشان المدرسة يعتبروها بيبي سيتر بيرجعوا بياخذوهم و that's it. So where's the connection? Where's the connection between us as parents and the kid? Is it just drop them off and babysitter and that's it? And I go do my shopping and I pray at the other masjid and do this and that, and then what? I don't ask him about his relationship with the rest of the household, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and all these other things that we're supposed to be doing. Do we listen to the problems? نستمع إلى مشاكل الأبناء؟ سؤال. يعني هل نستمع إلى مشاكل الأبناء لما يجي يقول بابا ولا ماما I have this problem? When they come to us, we come at home from work after a long day. We open the door, we come in, and the kids come running to us, Baba, yeah, Mama, or whatever. And the first thing out of a lot of mouths, a lot of parents, is that, Baba, أنا تعبان, مش فاضي, حل عني, روح العب مع أخوك. But he's been doing that all day. طول اليوم هو يعمل نفس الشيء، بيلعب مع أخوه، بس وين إحنا كآباء؟ ليه علاقتي معه بهذا الشكل؟ روح مش فاضي. Go, I don't have time. That's not what the Prophet ﷺ ordered us to do. And you remember, when you were a child, if you remember how your father acted when he came home and you did the same thing, how did it make you feel if he did that? Not a good feeling. And then next thing you know, you'll see that the child, الأبناء يلتحقوا بعصابات الشوارع مع المجرمين، مع المخدرات، مع البيع، مع الحرام، مع كذا. وبعدين نحن كآباء we failed it. Because it's too late by now to go back and try to salvage the problem, because they already got involved in the system, they already got locked up, they already have a record, and now their future is no longer there. Because the first question that they're going to ask you when you go fill out an employment application, all the employers here, the first question on the application, have you ever been arrested? And if you say yes, you don't have a job. تشجع الآباء أبنائهم على طموحاتهم وأحلامهم. بابا I want to be this. بابا بدي أصير دكتور، بدي أصير كذا. طيب منيح شاطر. But is that what happens, or do we really encourage them that yes, okay, let's talk about this. Let's draw a plan. Let's write out a plan together and see this is how you're going to be in 5 years or in 10 years. This is what you're going to be. This is who you're going to be. And your title is going to be Dr. So-and-so, or Attorney so-and-so, or law officer, etc., etc., or officer, for example. Okay. هذا الشيء يعني هذا الشيء مش من عندي أو من عندك أو هذا من رب العالمين. يقول على لسان لقمان عليه السلام في سورة لقمان يا بني لا تشرك بالله. Oh my son, when Luqman told his son, oh يا بني, oh son, do not partner anybody with the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. لا تشرك بالله إن الشرك لظلم عظيم. The shirk is great oppression, transgression against you and against everybody else. وصى بالصلاة اللي هي عماد الدين. The salah, the pillar of Islam. That unfortunately a lot of people, grown and not, do not perfect the proper way. And do not do the proper way. الوصية أخرى كانت اعلم بأن الله يعلم كل شيء. Like Allah يعلم whatever, anything, if it was as small as a mustard seed or as big as whatever it is, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows about it. يعلم السر والأخفى. He knows everything. And then التكبر, walking around with show off and with like your nose is up there and everybody to you seems like he's too small. الأمر بالمعروف والنهي عن المنكر والصبر. Where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in another ayah, كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس. You were the best ummah that was presented to mankind. Why? تأمرون بالمعروف, you order good and you prohibit evil. And تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله, and you believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now putting all this together with what I'm about to say next, you put all that will be the perfect plan for anybody, old, young. Another advice was to اتباع سبيل من أناب إلى الله, to follow the footsteps of those who follow the footsteps of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. طاعة الوالدين, obedience to your parents as long as they order you to do things that are good, that are within the boundaries of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And then to walk with humility, humbleness. Now the advice that I want to give to all the youth, النصيحة إلى الشباب. Have you thought of the things that you want to do when you grow up? 10 years from now, for those who are 10 or 12 or 14, 10 years from now, you'll be at college age. What are you going to be doing? Did you think about a plan? Did you think about what you want to do in the future? College, business, or something like that? Or what? And I'm not here to talk about myself, but let me just give a small example. I've been wanting to become a police officer since I was 5 years old. I didn't know anything in life, but I wanted to do that. And alhamdulillah, I've been doing it. And I've been the first, I'm the first police officer who speaks Arabic, or the Arabic speaking in Dallas County area. Why don't we have more? So it's either be a leader, okay? Be a leader and be a good example for your classmates and everybody else, or be led. And sometimes when you're led, it's probably by a gang, it's probably by something bad and something that's against everything that we as parents teach you to do. And then be in the system, okay? Just a real quick story, real life. And the reason why the brothers here asked me to do it, because a lot of real life situations, and I've been seeing a lot of these things in my career. We answered a 911 call one time, okay? عن واحد بده ينتحر. فلما وصلت البيت كان ولد عمره 12 سنة. 12 years old, wanted to commit suicide. Okay? Now what can possibly be so important and so gravely dangerous and so gravely emergency that this guy wanted to kill himself, or this kid wanted to kill himself at 12 years old? I asked him the question, so what's the problem? He started numbering like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The problem, the first one is, my oldest brother, who's 15 or 16, I think 16, he gets all the beautiful girls. True story. He gets all the beautiful girls. He gets the iPad, and I don't. He goes and hangs out with the good kids and with the crowd, and he's the fun one in the bunch, and I'm not. And he goes and hangs out with dad and this and I don't. And then he said, take me to this hospital, because I know nurse so-and-so and nurse so-and-so and this and that. And I said, well, how many times have you done this before? That was his 7th attempt at age 12, wanting to end his life because he doesn't get a good iPad. Now, alhamdulillah, I'm not saying that this is where we're going to end up. No. But just to give you an example on what's out there. And so we don't have to fall into this category of people. So, as long as, and one advice I want to conclude with, is make sure you maintain a good record, good criminal record, good credit. These things will help you a long way. As long as you're out there looking for jobs, and as long as you're out there in your career, this will help you, because these are 2 questions that they're going to ask you. I know, because every time I have to fill out an application for a job, criminal record and credit, criminal record and record. These come, you need that. You need to have it. And as soon as you mess the first one, it's going to be difficult. Networking. Get to know people. Get to talk to you, have good relations with your teacher, good relations with your classmates, with your co-workers. Okay? Family members, all that, because it will benefit you down the road. And apply for jobs, let's say at the police department, your local police department. Become an officer. Serve your community. Or maybe you can become like on the city council member. And maybe a mayor of a town. Maybe something, in the DA's office. Become an investigator. Become somebody that's not just... And the reason I'm saying this is I don't want to continue to get stereotyped that Arabs and Muslims only do what? Run hotels and 7-Elevens. That's the stereotype that's out there. And when they see, every time I talk to somebody, they say, Muhammad, you're Muslim? Yeah. Well, what about 7-Eleven? They say it as a joke, but in reality, yeah, it's out there. I'm not saying that's wrong, because we all started somewhere. But then I don't want to just keep that stereotype that this is all I do. That this is all I do is working behind a cash register and nothing else. No, I want to be out there. I'm a Muslim. I'm an American. I belong to this country. I want to be out there. I want to serve in so many different ways. Now, take this into heart. Think about it, okay? And talk to your parents about what you can do in the future. أقول قولي هذا واستغفر الله العظيم لي ولكم فاستغفروه. الحمد لله وكفى وصلى الله على نبيه المصطفى وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم صل على محمد في الأولين وفي الآخرين وفي الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين. نرجع للموضوع إنه علاقة الآباء بالأبناء بتكمل بعض. If my relation with my children is all about do this, do that, or go home, or why did you get a bad grade? Well, ask yourself, where were you when he did that? And I tell this myself, and I mean, I don't have as much parenting experience as a lot of you, because a lot of you have older kids than me, or some of you have older kids than me, or maybe my age. You have more experience than I do, but I'm here to remind myself first, and then all of you. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَ تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. Remind your fellow Muslims, because dhikra what? Reminding is beneficial to everybody. Okay? And with this, inshallah, Rabbil Alameen, I hope that this becomes maybe a good wake-up call for all of us, and for the kids here, because we have a good program that's going to be coming up, inshallah, soon. مشروع لتعليم القيادة, مش not driving. مشروع للقيادة, it's leadership program that we're going to have at this center. Inshallah, we're going to start it. We're talking about it, myself and Brother Mother here. After the khutbah, we have some sign-up sheets for those who are interested. sign up, either talk to me or talk to Brother Munir, and then we'll get you started, inshallah. We just need some people. And the encouragement doesn't come from the kids by themselves. They need us as parents to push them to come and do this. يعني الطفل ما راح يجي يقول لك لوحده بابا أنا بدي أعمل كذا وكذا وبدون مساعدتك. لازم إحنا كآباء علينا مساعدة الأبناء والأطفال في تحقيق أحلامهم. So this is something that we have to work on with them. So contact us inshallah, and then we'll start this program inshallah very soon, and it will be great. As for the kids, for those who are interested in something like the career that I do, okay, contact and this is for the parents. ممكن اتصال مع الشرطة المحلية وين أنت بتعيش. في برنامج اسمه الإكسبلورر program. They can get on with it. Leadership. It teaches you a whole lot. It's like going to a police academy. Okay, and it will teach you. It will make you part of this community, part of this country that you have a role, an important role. Other than being on the other side of the law, you'll be on this side. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل سيدنا إبراهيم وبارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. اللهم ارحمنا برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء. اللهم ارحمنا برحمتك التي وسعت كل شيء. اللهم اهدنا واهد بنا واجعلنا سببا لمن اهتدى. اللهم انصر المستضعفين في كل مكان. اللهم انصر المستضعفين في كل مكان. اللهم انصر المستضعفين في كل مكان. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين وأقم الصلاة.
الله أكبر الله